everybody, it's Naya. Welcome back to Naya Reads and Smiles. Good morning, everybody. So it has been several days since I finished the Book of the Husbands. Yes, I am still thinking about it. Yes, I had dreams about it. Yes, I want it to be a movie. Thank you for everyone who commented in my last reading vlog video for this book, just totally relating to my experience, because I felt like I got way too attached to this book, but every single comment under that video was just like, girl, same. I will be continuing on and reading Daisy Jones and the Six, but I am just not ready emotionally. I read this book on Monday. It is currently Friday and I am still like, yes, I will be reading it. Everyone said that I should listen to the audiobook actually, which I checked and it's on Scribd because it means I don't have to pay like $20 for it. Yes, that will be my next book, but currently today I'm in the mood to read, but like I don't want to commit to a book. You know when you're in that mood where it's like you're just coming off of reading a really good book and you're still on that sort of reading high and you want to read more books, but you don't want to commit to reading more books. So yeah, I was like, what's a sort of, I don't know, like a one-night stand book that I can read? While perusing my bookshelf, I saw that I had a bunch of poetry collections that I haven't gotten to yet. This is perfect. If you guys don't know, Amanda Lovelace is one of my favorite poets ever. She wrote The Princess Doesn't Save Herself in this one, which is this book here, as well as the second book, The Witch Doesn't Burn, in this one, and the last book I have here in that whole sort of trilogy of book poetry collections. The Mermaid's Voice returns in this one, and I have been putting it off because this is one of my favorite poetry collections. Amanda was so kind to send me her last book as well as her newest. I also have Dragon Hearts, which is her newest poetry collection, but it has two other authors, Nikita Gill as well as Trista Mateer. Now, I don't think I've read any books by Nikita Gill or Trista Mateer yet. I read the first two books in her series so quick. I read them in like 20 minutes. You know, poetry collections are kind of like graphic novels in the sense that you get through them really quickly. So my goal today is to read these two books here, which honestly I think I can do in under an hour. Also, I almost forgot, you guys, there's two big book announcements that I wanted to share that I'm so excited about. First of all, the most exciting news that I'm just like freaking out about, Seanan McGuire has another book coming out called Come Tumbling Down, which is another book in the Wayward Children series, which is my favorite series. For anyone who doesn't know, the Wayward Children series is one of my favorite series of all time. The first book is Every Heart a Doorway, Down Among the Sticks and Bones, Beneath the Sugar Sky. The fourth book is In an Absent Dream. All of these are fantastic. They're amazing. They're short. They're beautiful. They're like everything. Seanan McGuire just did a cover reveal for the next book in the series. She hasn't announced or made official how many books she's going to have in this series. I think in an interview she said she's just going to keep writing them as long as people keep buying them. So I am going to keep buying them, and I need you all to buy them too because I love this series and I don't want her to stop writing it. Anyways, that was the first thing I found out this morning that I was super excited about. The second thing was there is a cover reveal for the novella, the next novella in the Shatter Me series, which is also my favorite series if you guys don't know. And this is one from Kenji's perspective, and look how beautiful this cover is, you guys. Oh my god. Let me just, that was a little update on book release stuff. I'm currently highly anticipating both of those books. I've reached out to Tor, so I'm hoping I can get an arc of Seanan McGuire's next books. We'll see. Now we are officially going to start reading some poetry. Okay, so halfway through it. It's only been 15 minutes. Everything Amanda writes seems to just strike me straight into the heart, and I don't know if it's maybe just the topic of what she's writing about, combined with just how raw and blunt she is. Everything she writes is just like an arrow into the heart, and it just hits you and you're just like, I haven't annotated anything. I think I'm gonna end up annotating my second time around because I honestly just want to like read it and just not pause at all. I just want to read her little dedication page, which I think is the most beautiful thing, and I just love it, and it just immediately gets you into her book before you even start reading her like poetry. For the little book mad girl, thank you for deciding to live long enough to see yourself write a book, then another, then another. I feel like this dedication page is dedicated to her younger self, but also to just all the writers out there, all the girls out there who have just been through some stuff and are still here and are still telling their stories. Why do I always cry in reading vlogs? I'm supposed to be like tough. Oh my god. I promise this is not tears. This is like hay fever that I'm currently suffering from. I also wanted to read this little sort of explanation page that I believe is from her publisher. Hay fever. So when I think of The Little Mermaid, there are two narratives that come to mind: the dark and twisted fairy tale penned by Hans Christian Andersen, and the nostalgic Disney rendition from my childhood. In this gorgeous collection of poetry, Amanda Lovelace has brought these two alternate worlds seamlessly together. The mermaid gets her voice back, and she does it with a vengeance. I wanted to read one of these poems just to give you guys an idea of what her poetry's like. This is one of my favorite ones. It's towards the beginning of the book on page 7. Swan Song number 2. I have a terrible habit of writing myself braver than I'll ever be, and I'm not sure which of us I'm trying to convince, you or me. My heart. Okay, one more, just one more, and then I'm done, and then you guys have to get the book. You are the chapter I didn't know if I should tell, for the fear that I would some way, somehow, write you back into the current chapter of my story. So beautiful, Amanda. I just want to give you a big hug and never stop hugging you. Thank you for continuously just sharing your story through poetry and just putting yourself out there, because Amanda Lovelace is one of the few poets who is just so openly written about abuse and sexual violence and assault and growing up in just a very, very toxic household, struggling with body image and eating disorders and just everything. She just kind of lays herself bare and all of her life experiences in this book. It's incredibly sad, but it's also so inspiring to see someone just so open with their story, and I just find it beautiful, and I just want to give you a hug, Amanda. I don't feel like I'm allowed to rate these kind of books, but I'm just gonna say this is off the scale. This is like a 1,000 out of 10. It is wonderful. All right, so I went to go get a cup of coffee. Oh, you guys, speaking of coffee, first of all, this cute little mug, I think I've showed you guys before, it says coffee and books on it. Remember this little coffee candy that was in the book box in my last vlog? They're actually really good. They're like these little kind of cough drops shaped candies, coffee flavored, but they're like French vanilla coffee, so it kind of tastes like a latte. Try these. I'm not sure how much caffeine. Oh shoot, I probably should have checked before I ate them. Oh my god, what if there's like 1 shot of espresso per candy? I just had like 5 of them. I guess we'll find out. Okay, I'm gonna start her second book, Dragon Hearts. This one is by Nikita Gill, Amanda Lovelace, and Trista Mateer. You can see Amanda signed it for me, and she wrote this really sweet letter too, but I'm gonna keep that one, the letter, for myself. I will update when I get a little bit into this one. Time jump. I finished it. I think this book is about half the size as the first book. It was only 117-ish pages. It was so empowering and inspirational and just so beautiful. Okay, hold on. I gotta read you a poem. Just one. I don't think I've ever read anything by Nikita Gill, but I'm about to go and look up all of her poetry collections because I just love the way she writes. One of my favorite poems that she wrote in this collection is on page 28, and it doesn't have any titles, which is different from Amanda Lovelace's books because they do have kind of little, either a title or a footer that kind of labels the poem. Forget what you know about strength. Sensitivity is powerful, and sometimes silence isn't. Sometimes rebellion looks a lot like crying. Sometimes it looks like the softest thing you've ever seen. Sometimes survival is the act of getting out of bed. The idea that strength is exactly the same for every person is an untrue one. People are strong in different ways. The expression of emotion doesn't mean you are weak. It means you wear your strength differently. We all do. I really enjoyed it. This one was a bit lighter than the first book, I will say, but definitely still a trigger warning on this one. Both poetry books were fantastic. I feel like this vlog is really short. I wish I had more poetry books that I could read today. If you guys have any poetry book recommendations, please leave them down below. I've read some of the newer ones like Milk and Honey. I don't think I've read The Sun and Her Flowers yet, which is the second book in that poetry collection duology, I believe. But anyways, thank you guys so much for following along. Until next time, keep reading, and I will talk to you guys later.